Inside the locker room, players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, with Adley LaForge reporting from the sideline. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. Then on Friday, they'll head home to take on the Utah Jazz.
And looking at the Utah matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. On-court spots filled by Edwards and Randall. Richardson is out there with Conley, and it's Gobert in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Nets, Porter and Clowney up in the forward spots. Torrey is out there with Thomas, and it's Claxton in at the 5, roaming the paint. Yeah, just a few games in the book thus far. So, Greg, what are you looking for at this stage of the season?
Well, I like to see which teams get off to a hot start and who's struggling out of the gate. What can those teams do to improve?
Now, here's Porter, following the miss by Michael Conley. Porter kicks to Thomas. Here's Clowney. Pass to Torrey. 6 on the shot clock. Porter, no luck. Minnesota with the ball. They're getting their first look at the season at the Nets in this one.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Now here's Randall. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. Here's Richardson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Love the pass there from Gobert. Always nice when your big man feeds his teammates.
Outside Thomas. Here's Torrey, covered by Conley. Torrey can't hit. Here's Minnesota. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Yeah, they had a good game plan, executed it well, and they didn't let the crowd affect them.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
And it's Conley penetrating. Back to Richardson. No one near Randall as he lets it go. Misses the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
There's Porter at the 3. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, year in and year out, Porter is so consistent from 3.
Outside Edwards. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, look, that's another missed opportunity. 1 for 5 now from the field.
You know, Greg, talking about Cam Thomas now, what are some things you'd like to see him improve on?
Well, I'd say defense first and foremost. If he's able to improve there, as well as his passing and playmaking, watch out. He's already an incredible scorer.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Zaire Williams, he's checked in for Thomas. With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
Well, last season, what stood out about this team was their three-point shooting. They shot a very high percentage from distance.
Williams can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 3. Randall passes to Richardson. Takes it inside. Shoots. Denied for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 3. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Outside Porter. Pass to Claxton. Tries it from 9. Conley grabs the miss. Minnesota's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Edwards kicks to Conley. Here's Richardson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Richardson's got his second basket of the game.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. And let's go courtside. There's some news on Cam Thomas. Allie, what are they telling you there?
Thanks. I just talked with Brooklyn's head athletic trainer. It's a bruised shoulder, and while uncomfortable, they'll be glad it's not a more serious injury. They've decided this is an injury that can be played through, but we'll see if it's a limiting factor. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks for that.
Yeah, so much changes around the league year to year, but the danger and impact of injury remains largely the same. It's not enough to be good. You gotta be lucky, too.
Now, here's Richardson. A 24-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And it was not a one-man show. That was the best part. He had just as good a game with his passing as he did with his scoring.
And so, Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes.
Anyone want a t-shirt? Say what? I said anyone want a
Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And so it's Brooklyn with it. And here's Randall. Nothing on the board. Right wing. Richardson with a screen for Conley. Traore with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Thomas, no luck. Minnesota in the lead. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 prospect in his high school class, and he said growing up basketball was easy for me. It was like, say, going up an elevator. But after my injuries, it's like climbing the stairs. It's like I'm walking in my purpose through this, more than if everything had just been smooth. Back to you, Kev.
Thank you, Allie. Pass to Edwards. Timberwolves passing it around. Conley with the three. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, the Nets trading this summer for Michael Porter Jr. And after playing a complimentary role in Denver with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, he now becomes a focal point. He said he's not really a big city guy with all the traffic, but listen, he can expect plenty of crowding every time he touches the ball.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. Hey, Shams, thank you very much. Outside, Porter. Pass to Traore. And here's Porter from deep. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Williams, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Johnson comes in for Traore. Brooklyn making some changes. Conley's checked in, and it's Traore in for Johnson. Pass to Clowney. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Timberwolves.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
Minnesota making a switch. Conley's checked in.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
Porter and Clowney up in the forward spots. Traore is out there with Zaire Williams. And it's Claxton in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Where doesn't Edwards score from? Even in the mid-range, he makes shots.
Here's Traore. Timeout left to the wing. Shot clock at 5. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Well, a careless foul, and he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. So, Stan, just for old time's sake, do you think the league should bring back the hand check? Do you miss it?
Well, look, Kevin, I think what the league's done with allowing freedom of movement has made this game a lot better than it was. I think the key, as it is in most things, is finding the balance where we're giving the defense a chance, not calling cheap fouls, but also not letting them just physically overpower each other.
Good on the second free throw. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together. And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Blows the alley-oop jam. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 4. On the wing, Porter. And stolen by Richardson. And here's Conley outside. Drills the three-pointer. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Showing great vision and delivering the pass out in front.
Outside Edwards. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Now here's Porter. He's got 10 to the paint, stolen by Conley. Fast break, Minnesota. Edwards with it. Picked up by Claxton. Now Porter. Pass to Traore. Outside Porter. From downtown, it's hauled in by Edwards.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Richardson for 3, and another 3 for Minnesota.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Here's Traore. Over Conley. That one off the back iron and out. Timberwolves leading by 11. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Emphatic finish by Randall. I love when he's forceful around the hoop.
Here's Traore. Outside Porter. To halt the run. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside Conley. Has to Gobert. Let's go. That's good from Edwards on the assist by Gobert. Gobert's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Traore. And so Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Now on the way to the floor. Give it up for Team Height.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Thomas is checked in. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota. On defense, the Timberwolves. Slammed in by Richardson.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and that is key for them. Continuing to build out this lead.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And the Nets miss again.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Drains the three-pointer.
3.
Edwards got a pair of triples in the second now for Minnesota. Nets trail by 20. There's 1:38 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Thomas. Over Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Thomas, that's good. Thomas got his second bucket of the game to go.
Anytime Thomas can get to his jump shot, he feels confident.
Now Edwards. Three-pointer. Rebound, Brooklyn. Claxton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 20-7 run. Reed gets to Conley. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. There's 45 seconds left now here in the second. Outside, Reed fires away from outside. Rebounded by the Nets. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they just got overwhelmed. We knew that game was going to be a tough one for them, and we were right.
Well, it's never fun when you're expected to lose a game. You just got to put it behind you, not carry it into the next one.
Here's Conley. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside Thomas. Porter in the corner. And it's off from three-point range. Dante DiVincenzo. He's been the guy making things happen for the Timberwolves. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Hello, everybody. The news is in. Players of the week have been named. Let's see who's hot. In the Eastern Conference, LaMelo Ball.
Well, LaMelo's been incredible. I'll tell you, he has been an elite scorer and passer who can single-handedly dictate the pace of the game, Shaq.
And when it comes to this award, it doesn't hurt that he got that razzle-dazzle to his game.
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're playing with fantastic discipline, very few forced shots. They're moving the ball, creating a ton of good looks.
Yeah, I'd call it a clinic. This is how you run an offense.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Nice game. Great performance by Dante DiVincenzo.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. Richardson is out there with Conley, and it's Edwards in at the 3 spot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Thomas finds Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? For 3, Edwards. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Claxton the pass to Thomas. 20 feet out. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Richardson, no luck. Nets trail by 21. Thomas surveying the D. Here's Traore on it from 12. Traore's got 6.
Well, that's the kind of look you want every trip down the floor. They're happy with that possession.
Here's Richardson. Traore with the rebound.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
You know, Greg, you could argue the Nets kind of overachieved last season under first-year head coach Jordi Fernandez.
Yeah, only the 6th worst record last season. The defense was halfway decent, but they understand some patience is required in a rebuild.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Here's Traore. He's got 6. To the inside. Clowney. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Clowney's got his first 2 points of the night. Outside Conley. No good on the 3.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Porter in the corner. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Minnesota. Outside Edwards. Puts up a deep 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Claxton's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And that one's good by Porter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Has to Gobert. Claxton with the steal. Outside Thomas. And he makes good on the layup. Thomas got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot, Kevin. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Guys?
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Rudy Gobert, 3rd.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Outside Thomas. The Nets working the ball around now. Takes a 3. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Thomas got 9.
Something's brewing, guys. The 3-pointers just continue to flow.
Richardson kicks to Conley. From deep 3-point land, Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Near the 3-point line, it's Thomas. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 11 rebounds in the game. Handle no good. Nets trail by 12. Down low, here's Claxton, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Claxton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Conley, the pass to Richardson. It's Edwards on the wing. Edwards drills the 3.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Outside Thomas, from the arc. Julius Randle with the rebound. Randle's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Richardson the pass to Gobert. The rebound by the Nets.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Pass to Clowney. Here's Traore. 6 points for him. And Thomas has it in the corner. Traps in the tray. He's got 12.
Well, he was scuffling with his shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Zaire Williams, he's checked in for Michael Porter. Timberwolves leading by 10.
Number 1, Zaire Williams.
Richardson outside, over Thomas. Richardson no luck. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Good on the shot.
Knowing his team needs a lift, he's putting them on his back.
Richardson up top. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Thomas. That shot no good. Good work defensively by Richardson. Edwards passes to Richardson. That's tipped. Now here's Williams. 8 points for him. Pass to Traore. Outside Thomas. The 3. Again, Thomas missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Conley finds Richardson. Gobert against Claxton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Nick Claxton.
Well, you know, every team is looking for a defensive anchor. Gobert fills that role to perfection.
A free throw drops for Gobert. And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Wilson. And it's Michael Porter in for Zaire Williams. And the Nets with possession here. It's a 13-point game. Pass to Claxton. Here's Porter. Edwards defending. Here's Thomas. It's good.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Thomas on the wing. He's joined by Porter. Then there's Traore. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Clowney in at the power forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. Traore gets the bucket.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Minnesota leading by 9. Here's Conley. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
Off the bounce, Conley will typically pull up for a shot rather than trying to take it all the way to the hole.
Porter, bounce pass. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the 3.
And another thing, guys, they dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
Here's Traore. It's Thomas on the wing. Hits it from 3-point range. And now it's only a 5-point Minnesota lead.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
Yeah, you know, I like how they're not relying on just one guy to get it done. They're sharing the ball and keeping the defense guessing.
Here is Porter, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Pass to Traore. Here's Thomas. Fires from deep. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Well, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Conley dishes to Richardson. Picked by Randall. To the middle. And Randall throws it down.
What a well-placed screen by Randall. Not only helping the ball handler, but also making some room for himself.
Here's Traore. Outside Porter. Outside Thomas. Claxton a screen on Richardson. Lock at 6. Oh, one dunk after another. Woo!
And you see the maturation from Thomas over time, improving as a distributor in the screen and roll.
Randall outside. Here's Conley. It's tipped. Claxton with the steal. Pocket pass to the paint, and he punches it home.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive, so there's a balance.
So it's the Timberwolves now. After the basket by Brooklyn. Edwards loves it in there.
Well, if it's a big spot, Edwards wants the ball, wants the attention. You need that in a league. Huge bucket from Cam Thomas. This guy is fearless.
22 is their biggest lead. Outside, Gobert. And he misses the J. Brooklyn trailing. 141 left to play here in the fourth. Porter fires. And that won't go. Missing the go-ahead basket. Minnesota's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. The putback. Oh, sticks the putback.
Well, when you need a bucket, you can go to Gobert. A high percentage scorer who doesn't waste his attempts.
Gobert there for the rebound.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Edwards. And hit the 3. And here's Thomas who brings it up for the Nets. 4-point game. Porter into the ball is out of bounds. Richardson touched it last. Thomas fires. And the 3 misses.
Great defense, and this is what many people are saying. Anthony Edwards may be the best two-way player in the league.
Now here's Gobert.
Well, you got to love that Rudy Gobert was ready in a key moment.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk.
For your Brooklyn Nets.
Thomas fires. Gobert there for the rebound. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Third personal foul. 14.
Claxton against Richardson. Let's lose a 3. Outside Conley. Now Gobert. 5 on the clock. A deep 3. Gobert saves him with the putback.
Well, it's like Gobert's got magnets in his hand. He's led the league in rebounding before in his career.
Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 8. Guys, your thoughts?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
Well, I've been in this spot more times than I'd like to admit. All you can do is tell your guys to hold their heads up and finish strong.
Right side, Thomas. Grabs the rebound again.
Rebound after rebound after rebound.
Oh, GA, he is crashing the glass with energy. I love it. And so Minnesota takes the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, GA, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, the Machine.